You're inside the Power Hour. I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones, a.k.a. Mr. Important. If you don't know me, you don't know anybody. Now, as promised, I have the big homie on the line, Mr. Rich Dollaz.
Lad, what up, bro?
Oh, man, everything's good. Everything's good, man. How's everything?
Man, no complaints, man. You know, living day to day, trying to make it work.
Yeah, man, I hear
Just
you,
wrapped
man.
up. Yeah, man, wrapped up the New York season. Now I'm in Atlanta right now. So
yeah, I you know what? I caught some of that, but like I tell everybody, man, my day starts about 3:00 in the morning. So I take it. I take it down, man. I take it down about 7:00. I'm done.
Facts.
Yeah, man. First off, I want to thank you so much for calling in, bro. I know you're a busy man, so I want to thank you for calling in.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Yeah, man. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Now, number one, your eye for talent. You have a keen eye for talent. Aside from the actual talent, what do you look for when you looking for an artist?
Well, now, I mean, the game is so different now than when I was coming up. Like when I was at Bad Boy, the game is a lot different now. That was like, I guess that was the beginning of the social media era.
Right.
So now it's like you gotta really check and see what people following is, like, you know, the downloads, the views, the YouTube channels popping up. They got their stuff up on Vimeo, the content that they are providing, decent content in and out every day. I mean, it's a full-time job now for the artists, you know, because they pretty much do everything on their own these days. Yeah,
that's true. Now, I get a lot of cats hitting me up, you know, wanting me to spin their joint and stuff like that. Some of it is hot, some of it is not. You know, in your professional opinion, what does it take for an artist to become successful and have longevity in this game?
You know, the crazy thing is these days, to become successful and to have longevity is two different things.
Right.
Because it's such a niche. Like with the way the world works now and the way the music operates now, everything is so microwave. When I say microwave, I mean like it's so here and now. It's like right here. You know what I mean? And some of that music that we hearing today, people ain't going to want to hear in 5 years because it's just a different kind of music. Like everything's changing so quickly.
Exactly.
So my opinion on that is that, you know, you got to live in a time when room do as Rome is. You need to get, you know, find your niche and find your musical sound or your musical identity and kind of stick to that. Because like with the internet and everything, you know, chances are if you put it out there and you get enough views and you provide the content, enough content for people, you're gonna get a look. People gonna start to pay attention to you.
Now, do you think artists really nowadays even really care about longevity, or it's all about their bag?
It's all about the bag, bro.
It's all about the bag, right?
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not even a question. It's all about the bag. Right now, some of the things that people doing now won't be around in 2 years.
It won't. It
won't be around in 3 years. Won't be around in 1 year.
It won't.
Some of the people that some of the people that came out just last year have put out albums. Their first album did amazing, and their second album did nothing because it's just the musical climate changes so fast now. It's so crazy the way the kids just, you know, today it's this kid, next week it's this kid, but you know.
Yeah. Yo, do you think we'll ever get back to that old school sound, man? Like that back in the 90s? Because to me, the 90s was the best. That was the best era right there.
Man, listen.
You know, they say everything comes full circle.
So.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. Not with that. I don't think that comes full circle because the world is different now.
Yeah.
The 90s music it's a different era of music, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, and in order for it to go full circle and come back full circle, the kids got to respect the music from the 90s. And I'm listening to kids and they talking about Tupac was whack. I listen to Lonzo Ball saying he don't know who Nas is.
That's crazy.
Like, the kids today is like it's just nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't like it's about here and now. It's about the bag, and it ain't about doing your research and knowing what you came before you. And because you couldn't tell the 90s cats, or you couldn't even tell the 2000, early 2000, mid 2000 cats who was. I'm sitting in the house right now with Duke from Boys in the Hood.
Right.
And it ain't no way that when I had Duke on the road, Duke wouldn't know who Outkast was, or wouldn't know who Dungeon Family was, and the kids today, they don't even know who came before them. So how you gonna go back to a time when the music goes back to what it was, when the kids don't even respect what it was?
Don't even respect it.
They don't even want to hear about. Like I literally heard this kid on the radio say that Tupac was whack.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some little white kid, and I think Walker got mad at him or something.
Yeah, the whole
Walker
world needs to be.
To him.
Yeah, the whole world need to be mad at that cat.
Yeah, like, and it's like, oh, you know, and Lonzo Ball, who's, you know, plays in the NBA, but he's doing his little music thing supposedly. First thing he said out of his mouth was, "Yo, I don't even know who Nas is. Who's Nas? Who's
Oh,
Nas?
man, that's crazy.
Come on, man.
Only one of the best to ever do it, man.
Exactly.
Man.
And then you got to remember, it's a different day in terms of the way kids move. They just do stuff for hits. The way the world operates today is a lot of times people just do stuff for the internet, man. They just do it to get the clicks up.
Yep.
Yeah, just I need to get my clicks up.
All
I don't care what
views.
I say. It's gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna get my clicks up.
Now, when I watched the show, man, it seemed like some of the artists that you dealt with on the show had like a lot of drama going on. What goes through your mind? Because sometimes it looked like you was stressed out, man, like you just didn't want to deal with it. What goes through your mind when you see your artist going at it like that?
This is my 9th season. I know what the show is, right?
Right.
You got to find, and my thing is, when I talk to all the kids, when somebody come on the show, whether I manage them or not, I tell them all, you got to find your medium. You got to find something that's going to keep people engaged, because it is a TV show.
Right.
So I can't get mad at Love and Hip Hop for putting you in drama situations, because that's what good TV is. But at the same time, as an artist, you got to find a way for you to get your music in. That's your job. If you're going to give them the drama, then they need to give you the music. So it's your job to put them in a position where they say, okay, I got a new single. The same way K. Michelle did it, or the same way me and Olivia did it, or the same way, you know, even with Tamar Braxton on her show, they find ways to get their music on.
Right.
A lot of these kids, they come on the show, they get so wrapped up in the drama, they forget to do the music. And before you know it, it's the end of the season, and you look back at the season, you mad now because you ain't did no music, but you've been fighting all season. But it ain't nobody's fault but your own, because you got so wrapped up in the fighting and so wrapped up in just being on TV, you forgot why you was really here.
You forgot about the business aspect of it.
You forgot about the business of it.
That's crazy. Now, when I announced that you was going to be on the show, I always put a blast on social media. Quite a few people hit me up, you know what I mean? And for the sake of time, I'm only going to read about 2 questions. A couple of females hit me up, and they wanted to ask you a few questions. Now, Adrian Renee Alston on Facebook wants to know, when are you going to hang up the Creep Squad membership, and are you looking for new artists right now?
I'm always looking for new artists, and the Creep Squad membership is I can't tell you when I find the right one, because I mean, listen, the Creep Squad isn't what people think it is. It's either you think these dudes running around doing this and this and the other. The Creep Squad is just a couple guys, man. We just go out and have some fun. Right. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It ain't nothing more than that. People make it seem like it's more than that. But when the right girl comes, I will happily hang up the Creep Squad, put the Creep card away and settle down. Happily. Right. Now, I'm 43 years old, man. Right, I'll be 43 in August. I ain't getting no younger out here.
Now, what would it take? I mean, what kind of female are you looking for? For some of the ladies probably listening to this now, what would it take? What kind of female would it take to lock Richie Dollaz down?
Oh, man, you got to be beautiful inside and out, man. You got to be honest. You got to be loyal. You can't be worried about, the social media. And, it's just, I'll tell you what my problem with today is. My problem with today is people prepare for a war in time of peace. And when I say that is, you could be doing something and everything is good, and you don't even realize you're being taped, or she taking pictures, or this is going on.
That's crazy.
Because even when you're in a good place, and then next thing you know, a couple months later, stuff starts going south or something, and all of a sudden you realize she got pictures and conversations and stuff taped from when you was back in the day and y'all was good. Like, how do you trust people under them circumstances anymore?
You can't.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard. Now, Shanae, what is her name? Selena Shanae on Instagram wants to know, she says, you've been on quite a few Love and Hip Hops, and why are you still single? Which you pretty much answered that question, so it's no need to read.
That's a rhetorical question.
Yeah,
right?
So it's no need to answer that one.
I've been on quite a few Love and Hip Hops, and I'm still single because I've been on quite a few Love and Hip Hops.
Right.
It's hard when you put in your relationship. See, this is the thing. People do relationships. You have an argument. The argument comes and it goes, and everybody's just you and your girl in the house, and you either get over it and it's over. But when you do it on TV, it's the world watching.
Yeah, it's out there.
Everybody on her DM telling her, screw him, don't mess with him, leave him alone. then you got to do it, and then the season ain't real time. So then after you do it 3 months later, you got to watch it all over again. So now you mad at me all over again for something I did 3 months ago because you just watched it on TV and you remember that. Dag, you made me mad back. So it's hard.
Yeah,
man.
you got to rehash that. Yeah,
You got to rehash. Yeah.
Now, on a more serious note, more heavier note, I want to talk a little bit about diabetes and some of the warning signs people need to look out for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, diabetes is rough in our community these days. Like, it's like I would venture to say they say 2/3 of our African and Latino community is diabetic and don't even realize it. But you know, the telltale signs are usually if you're fatigued.
Right.
You wake up, you urinate all day long. You wake up and you always have to go to the bathroom. You know what you're eating, you know what you're drinking, you know the snacks you eating, the amount of snacks you eating, how much sugar intake you're doing, how much exercise you're getting. You know if you were in a position to be diabetic because you know you live in a bad lifestyle. A lot of fast food, a lot of starches, a lot of sugars, a lot of snacks, a lot of sodas, no working out, no water. Like those are telltale signs. So if you on the go and you living on the go, and you fast, and you just got to try to, sometimes you just got to step back and be like, no matter how much I want this money or no matter how much I need to get to this club or whatever, the reality is if you die, you ain't going to be able to do none of that.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to listen to your body, man. Like, I can preach about it, but at the end of the day, you know when you're at risk because you know how you live in your life. You know what I mean? You're not getting the proper rest, exercise, eating habits, the way you drinking habits is a lot, Even if you drink vodka, vodka's not as bad as sometimes the dark liquor. The dark liquor is sugar infested, and sometimes you need to put them flavored drinks away, and the sugars and all that stuff that go into it, man. It's just not healthy for you.
I didn't know that though. I didn't know the dark liquor was worse than the white.
Clear liquor, well, I'm not gonna say Patron. I don't know what tequila is, but I know that vodka is actually not bad at all for diabetics if you drink it with soda.
Right.
The problem with vodka is when you mix it with the cranberry, the orange juice, the pineapple juice, that's all the sugar right there. Or you do the flavors, the Syrah pineapples and the French vanillas and all that kind of stuff. That's all sugar. That's all sugar, man.
So what prompted you? What made you say, you know what, something ain't right? You know what I mean? Something ain't right. Let me get to a doctor. What prompted you to do that?
The funny part is my uncle passed away about maybe 2 years ago now from diabetes. And my mother was pre-diabetic. So one day I was just at my mom's crib and she was like, yo, let me check your blood sugar. So she ended up checking my blood sugar and it was 300. And your blood sugar should never be above 100. And that was just on a random occasion, just a random day. I was just happened to be by my mom's crib. And so that was the first step. Was like, wow. Like, then she was like, yo, this ain't normal. This ain't normal. Yeah. And then that's what put me on guard. And it was just off of just at my mom's crib, just chilling. And she was like, let me check your blood sugar, just off the cuff, just no reason really. You know what I mean?
Thank God for mom.
But God worked in mysterious ways.
Yeah,
God worked in mysterious ways. And we checked my blood sugar that day and she was like, yo, you definitely, this is not normal.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now? How are you maintaining that? You changed your diet?
Well, I changed my diet. I mean, obviously now I'm on insulin.
Right.
I'm allergic to what's called metformin. Usually what metformin is what they give you when you first get diabetes. It's like a pill. And it helps you moderate and, keep your blood sugar and everything intact, your glucose levels intact. But I was allergic to the pills. So I went straight to insulin. So I'm actually on insulin right now. So I'm doing insulin about 3 times a day. You know what I mean? I check my blood sugar probably 4 or 5 times a day, which is a lot. It's a lot. It's tedious because, it's hard, but
it's necessary.
I check my blood sugar and then I take the insulin. But it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary.
You know what I mean?
Well, man, thanks for calling in, brother. Let me ask you this. What do I got to do to be up under the creep? Well, I don't want to say the Creep Squad umbrella because my lady might hear this. What do I have to do to be up under the Richie Dollaz umbrella? I need management, brother.
Oh, let's talk. Yeah, Hit me up, man.
Yeah, we can
talk about it. You're doing your thing up there. Yeah, come on. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely call you back, man.
Let's figure it out.
All right. Keep it locked in right here. That was the big homie Rich Dollaz on the line. Keep it locked in right here. More music coming up. 99.1 FM.
Lock into the Power Hour every Friday night at 5 p.m. with DJ Larry Jones and Miss Tempest playing your favorite old school hip hop and R&B.